Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to yet another video. And today we are checking out my Game of the Year top 5s for 2024. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Alright guys, so I've never actually done anything like this before. This is going to be my first ever sort of Game of the Year selection video on my YouTube channel. So I'm looking forward to actually, give you my thoughts of my top 5. It's unfortunate that some games are coming out after the Game Awards, but it is what it is. That's how it always is every single year. But these are the games that I've actually played myself. I know there's more games that's been out in this year, but I haven't actually had the chance to play every single game. Like, for example, Indiana Jones, that came out on Xbox, today. Well, as I'm recording this is out today, but I don't have an Xbox, so I won't be able to play that. These are the ones that I've chosen. I've played these alone, and that's it, all right? And these are my personal favorites as well. So, everyone has their selection, so let's be nice in the comments. So, to start my Game of the Year top 5, we are starting with Black Myth: Wukong. Now, I know everyone's probably gonna be thinking, why is it so low into the list? Well, let's be real, guys. Like, this is a great game for their first game. I mean, like, for the consoles, it's good. I'm pretty much sure on PC it's actually better, but my experience on the PlayStation just wasn't really the best. Let's just be real. But the core gameplay itself is actually really, really good. Consoles had a lot of graphical issues and a lot of performance issues as well, so that kind of killed the hype for the game, if I'm being honest with you, because I've been looking forward for this game for so long now. And then when it did drop and I played it on PlayStation, I wasn't too sure what was going on there. But it is a really, really good game, don't get me wrong. Outside of the whole graphical and performance issues and such, it is a really, really good game. I got to chapter 4. I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of gave up. It is extremely hard, at least for myself anyways, because I'm not the best player when it comes to like Souls-like games and such, but I did have a really good time with it. And if it does get a PlayStation Pro patch, then I'll more than likely revisit that, because I think I'm having issues with the performance and the visuals and such. It's just not really grabbing me that much, But Black Myth: Wukong, really, really good game. That would be my number 5 for my Game of the Year. So yeah, man, you guys done a good job. Hoping for the next game to be even better. Maybe consider a PlayStation 5 Pro patch as well in the future. That would be amazing stuff. All right, so number 4, we have Silent Hill 2. Now, you know what? If you've seen my streams on Silent Hill 2 and you've followed me on Threads and Instagram and such, you would have realized that Silent Hill 2 gave me an absolute rough ride. And I really had to think about this decision as well, because I'm gonna be honest with you, even though I finished the game and I enjoyed it, I don't know if I would ever really want to play it again. That's just me when it comes to horror games. But as of recent, I've been wanting to play the game again. Like, I've been dying to actually play it again. I haven't played it again, but I need to find some time for that. But I've been really, really feeling to revisit that again. And as a remake, I think it's done extremely well. Like, visually, gameplay-wise, from something that was kind of like the old school Resident Evil style gameplay, this is very impressive. And just like Resident Evil 2's remake, again, that was a very, very impressive remake for when they, recreated it itself and put it into modern day gameplay. It's really, really good. And I'm very impressed by this, and especially because of the glow up this game had as well. I remember when the first trailers came out, everyone was kind of like, why does this look like this? Why is it playing like this? It looks absolutely terrible, especially for like a PlayStation exclusive or a timed exclusive game, It's, it wasn't as high budget as what they would usually bring out. It's made by Bloober Team, and those are the guys that made The Medium. And The Medium didn't really review that well. I personally really enjoyed that game, but a lot of people actually didn't like that game, and it seems like they've had a bad rep from that game. So a lot of people were kind of worried about Silent Hill 2, but thankfully they played it off. It was really, really freaking good. Scary as hell. Like, I was dying. I don't know about anyone else, but I was dying from that game. From such simple villains or enemies, and they just keep repeating themselves. Like, they keep coming back again and finding new ways to scare you. And my gosh, that was such a good game. Story is really, really good as well, but it was the gameplay, the atmosphere, the sound design, that all caught me off guard. Very, very good game. So that is my number 4 for game of the year. All right, so number 3 for my game of the year would be Astro Bot. Now, Astro Bot is an incredible platformer game. It is stunning. The colors, the sharpness of the graphics, the textures, just everything about that game is absolutely beautiful. And I can't really, criticize the visuals on that one. It's just such a pleasing game to look at, And what really helps this game kind of bring it to life is the fact that it is technically a fan-based game. It's a fan-demanded game. This wouldn't have been a thing if Astro's Playroom didn't do well. I mean, that was technically a free demo for the PlayStation 5 or anyone that buys the PlayStation 5. You'll get that demo for free, and that game kind of showcases what the DualSense is all about, what 4K 60 graphics looks like, and all that kind of ray tracing stuff. Like, that's what really brought what PS5 is. And a lot of people enjoy that game, and I absolutely love that game. I got platinum on it. Like, that was my first platinum for PS5. And, it was such a great experience kind of going back to, what the history of PlayStation was. And now everyone demanded a sequel. Everyone wanted a full-fledged game, and they done it. They done a sequel. I don't know if it's classed as a sequel, but they made a sequel. And we have it now. It is a fantastic time. It is a little bit short, I'm not gonna lie to you. A good length, I would say, but for some people it's a bit too short. For me, I would like to have seen more cameo levels and such, because spoiler warning, 3, 2, 1, the God of War level. The God of War level was freaking sick. I would have loved to see more of that. And we only just got a couple of those, which, for a game like this, I would have liked to seen like a ton of different inspired levels, like where was the Last of Us levels? Where's Final Fantasy? We had an Uncharted level, that was actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But like, Silent Hill 2, why didn't we get like a Silent Hill 2 level or something? Like those type of things we should have had in Astro Bot. And I don't know if they're planning for DLC or maybe leaving it for another game, who knows? But that sort of thing would have made it so much more better. But for what we got, it was absolutely incredible. And I really love that game. So Astro Bot is my number 3 for game of the year. All right, guys, so we are approaching number 2 for my game of the year. If you know me, if you've seen my socials, which don't forget, guys, follow me on Threads, on Instagram at BadGuyJakey. I post up everything on there. You'll see all my screenshots, all my videos. I'm playing Marvel Rivals at the moment. That game is absolutely incredible. I'm loving that game. If you want to play me on Marvel Rivals, let me know and we can start something together. However, number 2 on my list is Stellar Blade. Now, Stellar Blade is just an absolute fantastic game. From the storyline, from the graphics, from the gameplay, from the characters, the music. Oh, my Lord of mercy, I've been rinsing the soundtrack for this entire time. Like, I know they brought out like a little EP demo of the soundtrack and I've been rinsing that. And then they brought out a full-fledged soundtrack. I was dying. And, this game kind of sits so nicely in my heart, like, it's a good mixture of like all the famous action adventure games like, Nier, you got Bayonetta. It gets like inspiration from that. Same with like Devil May Cry as well, or even the Souls games as well. It's a good inspiration from everything. And it kind of celebrates that together, and gives you a very beautiful game. It runs incredible on the PlayStation 5 Pro. And Eve, oh my gosh, you know what? She is such a photogenic character, I know a lot of people are kind of abusing the fact that, she has, big assets and so forth. But not even just that, it's mostly just about how they've portrayed her, She looks like just like the perfect anime female, which, for most people, if you're not really into anime, you're not really going to understand the sort of like connection to that. But like for anyone that's into anime and such, this is kind of like the perfect sort of female that you want to have. And like Stellar Blade, it's just such a good time, you know, and I've played so much of it. I played like 3 times already now. It's such a good game, and I have it so close to my heart because it's a nice, I wouldn't say it's a short, it is a short game, a good length game I would say, but it does offer a lot to it, you know, there are loads of side missions. They've now added photo mode to it as well, which you can check out my video on how to take really, really stunning photos of photo mode. Yeah, man, it's just such a good time. I think the voice acting is a little, it's okay, it's okay. For whatever reason, they like to use British accents for like, you know, Asian games, you know, I don't know why they do this. But essentially, Stellar Blade is one of my favorite games of this year. It was top tier, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, man, that just leaves us to number 1, which once again, if you do follow me on Threads, if you do follow me on Instagram, you will probably know what that is. So number 1, I'm so happy to say this, and I really hope this actually gets Game of the Year at the Game of the Year Awards, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now guys, look, just a little short story of why I love Final Fantasy VII is that this was a game that I absolutely adored when I was a little kid. I never actually managed to play it. I just managed to watch a very, very long cutscene from the demo discs that we had on PS1. And I was really, really looking forward to playing it. And then the demo ended and it was just a long cutscene. I never managed to play it. There we go, you know? So for many, many years, I never managed to play it at all. And then they did bring out, well, the remastered classic version of Final Fantasy VII. And I just couldn't really get into it. The graphics, the gameplay, it was a bit too dated. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? But then they announced 7 Remake and I was so stoked. I couldn't wait for this game. Cloud, Aerith, Tifa, the whole lot, Barret. I couldn't wait to actually see them in new graphics, new gameplay, you know, new visuals, you know? So then when I played 7 Remake, I was mind blown by the storyline. I was mind blown by the voice acting, by the visuals, the gameplay. The way they changed the gameplay is absolutely wow to me. They still kept it in a way that it's like turn-based but action-focused, you know? You still have to think about which characters you want to use and who you want to bring into the battle and such. It's really, really good. That was my Game of the Year back in 2019? Yeah, 2019, I believe, yeah. Oh, 2020. It was one of them. I forgot when it came out. I think it was 2020, actually. That's when COVID had happened. So, yeah, 2020. And now, we got the sequel, which is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which it just builds on everything that Remake had and made it even better. Who knew that they could actually build on top of what they actually made? Like, the action was even better in this one. The animations are so much better. The soundtrack, guys, the soundtrack. It is one of the most impressive soundtracks I've listened to in all my years, all right? The storyline is also very, very good as well. There's only one argument I would say about this game, which I actually really don't like, is how much unnecessary minigames are in this game. Like, I understand that the original game, as soon as you reach outside of Midgar, you know, it just expands and you get all these bunch of different minigames and such, but like, they did it too much. They had too much, and they made this game extremely hard as well. I managed to get the platinum in Remake, and I haven't even gone, well, I wouldn't say halfway, but I haven't even gone close to reaching the platinum on Rebirth because there's just so much to do. But also, it is extremely hard. They made the difficulty so high. It's ridiculous. But that's the only thing I would say I don't like about the game. Everything else was incredible. The ending to Rebirth just blew my mind. I was crying, man. Like, I was crying my eyes out, man. I was in tears. And, man, like when a game hits me that hard emotionally, man, I keep that in my heart for so long. And Stellar Blade did that as well, but Rebirth, oh man, that's just a different story. And I'm sure we can all agree that this game was just fantastic as well. And I really hope it gets a lot of awards at the Game of the Year because, man, Square Enix are trying their hardest. They're trying their hardest, you know? I mean, they don't get much Game of the Years. They put so much money into their games. But something like this one, I think this is their highest budget game ever. And even though that, you know, it didn't reach their standards, I still think it sold really, really well. But guys, that is my game of the year. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my #1 for my game of the year of 2024. So if you did enjoy this style of video, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would really, really appreciate it. I got a new mic, as you can see. At least, you know, let me know if the sound quality is good enough for you guys. And I'm hoping to get a new camera soon as well, so we can get more into my quality of videos. But guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take it easy and peace.